Breakfast can set the tone for the whole day, but it's not always easy to whip up something quick and healthy and comforting, right? This is especially true when you're dealing with brain fog or recovering from an illness or an injury. Today I'm sharing two of my favorite go-to breakfast ideas. One is a savory make-ahead muffin that's loaded with protein and veggies, tons of nutrients that'll keep you going for a long time, and a fun and easy twist on cinnamon rolls for when you need a sweet treat or a cozy pick-me-up. My name is Larissa and this is the Concussion Crew, a place where we share ways to make life a little bit easier so that you can be a little less stressed. I love a good meal prep hack, and these savory breakfast muffins are a lifesaver on busy mornings, on afternoons when I didn't think it through and I need a substantial something delicious and filling. This recipe comes from registered dietitian Nicole Addison, and I will link to her site below so you can see her whole recipe step by step. I think that one of the reasons that these have become a go-to for me is because they freeze well, they're easy to make. It's basically 2 steps. You pre-saute the sausage, and while that cools down a bit, you mix everything else into one bowl, dump the sausage in, and then you bake it. So it's easy to make ahead, and I can grab it if I know that I'm going to a doctor's appointment, I'm going to my nephew's hockey game, I'm going to be out of the house later in the day. I can bring one along with me and I know that it's going to fill me up and keep me moving. I like to lie out all the sausages and then use the big knife to slice all of them in half. Well, not in half, but just to cut the casing, and then uncase them and toss them into the pan. And then I'm going to fry these little guys up. So we're looking for the sausage to be mostly cooked through. It's got to lose that pinkness to it, and we're just breaking it up a bit. That's more important at the beginning. Now that it's lost most of its pink, I'm going to set it aside, let it cool down a bit. The oven I preheated to 400 already, and we're going to mix up the rest of the batter. So while the sausage cools down, I'm going to start by adding 4 eggs to my bowl. I am the world's worst at cracking eggs. Ta-da! Does anybody have any tips for cracking eggs and not getting shell in the bowl and egg on the counter? And this is why we always wash our hands before we start cooking, just in case you need to stick your fingers in your food. I don't know why this works. If you wet your finger before you try to grab the eggshell out of the bowl, the eggshell almost gravitates to your hand. I don't remember who told me that, but it actually works. So if you are like me and you get eggshell in the bowl, try dampening your hand because it can help. I'm adding in a 1/4 cup of milk and a cup of cottage cheese. Yes, I do have a 1 cup measure that I brought over that I was going to use, but less things to clean is better. Also, the 1/4 cup measure just fit neatly into my cottage cheese container. I am adding in a tablespoon of oil, and the recipe calls for a tablespoon of maple syrup. Turns out I forgot that I ran out of maple syrup. So instead, I'm going to add a little bit of sugar and a little bit of maple flavoring and call it good enough. There's an awesome content creator on TikTok. Her name is Alex, and her catchphrase, her mantra is, we use what we have. I'm not going to go out and buy an entire bottle of maple syrup right this second. I'm not stressing out over it. Maple is sweet and flavored like maple. And if you omit a tablespoon of maple syrup, that's completely fine. I'm sure it'll work out. I'm gonna give this a bit of a mix, and now I'm going to add my dry ingredients, starting with 1 1/2 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Baking powder, not baking soda. They are different. Don't really know why. Don't really care why. I just follow the recipe. A little bit of salt. It says 1/2 teaspoon. I can't be bothered. Some salt is fine. Going to mix all of this together before adding the deliciousness. And the deliciousness is cheese. If it ain't cheesy, it ain't gonna slip down easy. And veggies and the sausage. So Nicole's recipe calls for broccoli, and she uses fresh broccoli. I use frozen broccoli. I prefer the florets. I find that they have less of the woody stems on them. They're less stringy. It works for me. I think that we need to stop vilifying frozen vegetables. They are picked at peak ripeness. They are convenient. They are packed with nutrients, and they are a lifesaver for me. I don't have the time, the patience, the brain power to stand there cleaning broccoli and pre-steaming it just enough, but not too much, and enough with that nonsense. Grab yourself a bag of broccoli florets from the freezer section. You're gonna add 3 cups. If you prefer a different veg, that's fine. And we're gonna add 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese. I am a big fan of pre-shredded cheese. I use it all the time. And if you've got it on hand, lucky you. I don't have shredded cheese today. So I am using up some of the block cheddar that I have in my fridge. When it's on sale, I typically buy cheddar, buy blocks of cheese, and then I cube that up so that those are easy snacks to have with apple and a handful of almonds, that sort of thing. And I buy bagged cheese for when I'm making stuff like this or quesadillas, that sort of thing. And this time I happen to have run out of my pre-shredded cheese before using up the block cheese. And in the spirit of we use what we have, we use what we have. Lastly, add the sausage because we've pulled in the cheese. Much love to Moira. Now that this is all mixed up, I'm going to grab a muffin tin. I am going to lightly spray the cups with a little bit of oil, and then I'm going to put in the batter and bake it for around 25 minutes. But it depends on your oven, so keep an eye on it. Now we all have those mornings when we want something a little indulgent, something sweet. Maybe it's a special occasion, or maybe we just need to nurture ourselves. This next recipe fits that bill. It starts with a simple can of Pillsbury cinnamon rolls, but we are going to do 2 things to knock this out of the park. You're going to start with 1/2 cup of melted butter, and you're going to mix in a full cup of brown sugar. I don't keep brown sugar at home because if you use 1 cup of white sugar to 1 tablespoon of molasses, it gives you brown sugar. So I am mixing a tablespoon of molasses, and I'm using an oiled tablespoon measure so that the molasses doesn't stick to the spoon. And then I'm adding in a cup of white sugar. And once I blend that all together and bake it, it's basically the same as if I had used brown sugar, but brown sugar solidifies so quickly and you don't have a chance to use it. So I prefer to just keep some molasses on hand. This sugary mixture is going to go into the bottom of your cinnamon roll pan, and the cinnamon rolls are going to soak it up, and it's going to create a bit of a sweet crust on the bottom of your cinnamon rolls. You can also flip your cinnamon rolls so that the brown sugar mixture gets well and truly absorbed into the dough. I'm using Pillsbury Grands today because I found a container in my mom's fridge and I'm using it up. Well, these are some stuck. It's fine. We're gonna take them out one by one. Pillsbury, what is happening here? This is chaos today, honestly. I have never in my life had this much trouble getting up. Like, look at this. Wow. These guys need some help being pulled apart, and that is fine. We all need a little help sometimes. There we go. So we just place the cinnamon rolls, whether you get Grands, whether you get the regular size, whether you get the flaky kind, stick them right in here so that they are absorbing all of this sticky goodness. Oh my goodness. I am very excited. I like cinnamon rolls, and these are good. Now I'm going to bake these according to the instructions, around 25 minutes in a 350-degree oven. Make sure you check on them because everybody's oven is different and timing can vary. My family always used to fight over icing. This is not enough for 5. And you know, you just want to eat it with a spoon sometimes. Then my little sister started making icing from scratch so that there was extra. There was enough for all of us to satisfy our sweet tooth. This is super simple. We tried a bunch of different recipes and this one is our favorite. It starts with 3 tablespoons of melted butter, and to that we add a 1/4 cup of condensed milk. This is for people with a serious sweet tooth. You're going to add in a teaspoon of maple flavoring. Maple flavoring is very different from maple syrup. You're looking for a teaspoon of maple extract, which you would find in the baking aisle with the other extracts. Vanilla extract, peppermint extract. How many times can I say extract? I'm going to mix these things together and then I'm going to add about 2 cups of powdered sugar, but basically you just whisk it until it is the right consistency. The consistency of icing. Look at how beautiful these guys are. I put a little bit of the extra brown sugar stuff from the bottom onto the top. And now I'm just gonna slap on some icing. So whether you're looking for a tasty, healthy make-ahead meal or a sweet treat for those days when you need a little bit of a pick-me-up, it is possible to create the breakfast that you crave. It doesn't have to be that complicated. It can be a 1-bowl wonder. It can be a little bit extra for a can of Pillsbury cinnamon rolls. Small things like this make your day a little bit easier and also a little bit brighter. Let me know in the comments if you try either of these recipes, if they help you out, or if you have suggestions for easy on-the-go breakfasts. Thank you so much for watching, and remember that you are not alone in trying to make cooking a little bit more manageable.